dancers, welcome to our 80th episode on Plié For The People. The dance that you just witnessed, there's a lot to unpack, and today we will be highlighting on some classic ballet pantomime gestures and try to decode what they mean. And at the end, I'm going to give you guys a little quiz on what I'm saying with my ballet pantomime. Let's get started with our pliés. Alright dancers, this class today is designed for the absolute beginner student, so we're going to go ahead and learn the very basics of ballet. We're going to begin in what's called a first position. Simply your heels are glued together, your toes are pointing outwards, and you want to maintain your inner thighs drawing towards each other, ideally making contact at the inner thigh and also at the knee. In this position, we're just going to leave our arm down below and it's slightly away from your hip bones. And from this position, you're going to just grab onto something that you can hold on to. I refer to this item at home as the apparatus. It could be a chair, it could be a doorknob, it could be anything that you can just hold on to with some stability. In this position, we're going to do a demi-plié, meaning to bend. You're going to bend your knees to the side, and you want to have those knees directly over your toes, so you're not rolling inwards or outwards on your feet, right? Your knees are tracking directly above those toes. We're going to bend or plié for 2, 3, and 4. Then we're going to do a grand plié. Just keep your arm low. 6, 7, and 8. Repeat that pattern. 2 demi-pliés, 2 and 3 and 4. Now a grand plié means large bend of the knees. So you go all the way down. You're going to peel your heels off as soon as you bypass that plié position, and you're going to just pop your heels off slightly. Then on the way back, you need to reverse your journey. So you're going to press your heels down, going through a demi-plié, then gather yourself up. What's important about this movement is that you're not going to bend at your waist or anything, making sure that everything is stacked, so in alignment that nothing is dropping. Imagine that you're a set of Jenga, right? Those blocks, and you can't have one that topples over another. You want to keep yourself very straight. So then, after we do our pliés in first position, we're going to transition into our second position in ballet, and simply you're going to shift your weight over onto the foot that's closer to the chair or apparatus. You're going to free up the outside leg, extend your toes into what's called a tendu to the side position. Tendu means to stretch. We're going to do this exercise later. After our pliés, in this position, you want to point your toes a lot, but you don't want to risk the idea of pointing so hard that you start to sickle your foot. Okay, that's the wrong version. Don't do that. You're pointing, but at the same time, because you're so on your supporting leg, that your toes are pointing beautifully to the side, so it's not breaking in this line. This is not the right way, but this is the right way, right? You're pointing to the side, and then you're just going to set that heel down and adjust your inner foot a little bit. Now you're in second position. Same idea, your arm is still at your, in front of your hips. 2 demi-pliés, and then we're going to do a grand plié, 6, 7, and 8. Repeat that, 2 demi-pliés, a grand plié, tendu. Now we're going to come into a third position. You're going to bring that outside foot across at the instep or halfway in front of your foot that's near your apparatus. This is your third position in ballet. Okay, if I turn to the side, it looks like this. You don't have to jam it shut yet. It's not like forced. Nothing is forced here. Just stand in a comfortable third position. We'll do 2 demi-pliés, a grand plié up. Tendu, no repeat. We're going to do a tendu back out, and then you're going to close to the back of your inner foot halfway. So now you're coming into third position on your left side, meaning that your left foot is front, yeah? 2 pliés here, a grand plié, and tendu closing here. Actually, sorry, tendu closing back into first. Then you're going to press up into what's called a releve or rise. You're going to make sure, again, that you are not sickling or sinking back, right? Your weight is distribute it evenly between both feet, and you're standing very, very high up onto the balls of your feet. You want to try to imagine that you might be squeezing some kind of a Pilates ball or something in between your thighs to help you stay very, very stable in this position. So if you need to let go and find your balance, you may, right? And then to finish the exercise, I'm going to come into a plie in first and just let go of your apparatus and finish with both arms in front of your hips. And that's the end of our first exercise. Let's give it a try. Plies. Prepare. Standing nice and tall and plie. And straighten. 2 and straighten. 1 plie. We go. And return. Press the heels down and squeeze your inner thighs and your glutes on the way back up. From plie. Lifting very tall from your upper body. Everything is nice and lifted. Don't drop your chin. Drop the shoulders though. And again. From plie. 8 seconds. And return. Don't bend your waist. Make sure that you're stabilizing and stacked. Standing very, very upright. And grand plie dancers. And third position. And plie. 4, 2. Away we go. Down and down. And return. Tendu cross back. In. And one more long plie. Now we're going to close back in first position. Gather your breath and lengthen and press up into your releve. Maybe let go and test your balance to see where you are today. Squeeze those inner thighs towards each other. You're going to be at your highest point. So don't come down here and balance, okay? That doesn't really count. Use your leg muscles, put yourself up there, rise above it, and we finish with a plie and gather. Beautiful dancers, because dance training includes both sides of our body. Let's go over to our left side immediately. For our left side, I'm going to be using my dresser here to demonstrate. And plie. A straight. Repeat. There's lots of repetitions in ballet. The more that we repeat, the better that we can master the skill. Yeah? Good. Again. Gentle means nothing is forced. Make sure that you're breathing. And descend. Gather up. And second. Making sure that on that tendu, you're really stretching just those toes and pointing them. Yeah, that's what that tendu means. It's a moment for you to stretch your toes. Again, making sure that you're tracking your knees over your toes and turn out. Good. And third on the left. That arm or hand inside of your support system, your apparatus, is slightly in front, yeah, so you can counterbalance your weight, so it's not directly beside, it's a little bit in front. Good. And grand plie. Back to first position, gather your breath and bring it up. Be on your highest releve. And find your balance. It's totally fine if you have to go back to hold on to your support system. Totally fine, especially if this is your first class. No worries, just hold it right there. Working on strengthening the leg muscles so one day you can let it go and be on your own. Good. Plie and finish. Dancers, let's move on to our second combination, which will be the tendus in first position. So let's return to our home base. Our first position, arm is held again at the same position, making sure that your elbow is rounded beautifully in this beautiful, lovely ballet frame. We're going to do a tendu to the front, meaning to stretch. You're going to lead with your heel. Instead of leading with your toe, this is the X, no. We're going to lead with our heel, okay? This is the principle of turnout, right? You're rotating externally from the top of your hip sockets here, and so you have no other way but to lead with your heel if you're doing this correctly. Then from here, we're going to extend to the front and point your toes. And if I face profile, it should look something like this because I'm leading with my heel and I'm pointing at my toes. Okay, so if I turn the face this way, it looks like this. And then on the way back, you're going to draw your toes, your small toe back, coming back, leading it in. One slow tendu to the front, then we're going to do 2 fasters, out and in, and out and in. Whenever you come back to first position, making sure that your weight is back at your center, right? So when the leg is extended, your weight is directly over that supporting leg or standing leg, okay? So that this leg can dance, and then this leg is showing support, okay? 1 slow to the front, 2 tendus in. Same idea to the side. Out to the side, in, and 2, accent in. Back, 1 slow, and going to the back, instead of leading with the heel, okay, we're going to lead with our toes, because why? If we applied that principle of turnout, you have no other way but to actually lead with your baby toe, okay? Out and out, in and in, we go back, arm is held in front of your hip bone. And then after we go to the back, we're going to rotate into parallel position. We're just going to drop our backs all the way, pitch forward at our hips here, go all the way down, and you should be able to feel your hamstrings really lengthening, almost like a yoga exercise like the forward fold. We're just going to go all the way down. Let your neck drop, let your arms hang, and then slowly rolling back up, stacking your vertebra one at a time, and then externally rotate at your hip, going back to your first position. Then we're just going to reverse all that patterning from the back. A 1 slow tendu to the back, we go. A 1 and in, a 2 and in. Side stretch or tendu, a side, an in. Front we go, tendu and close, out, in, Repeat the pattern, rotate parallel, just forward stretch all the way, rolling back, out, up, and then rotate and finish with your arms held proudly in your ballet position and finish, okay? Let's give it a try. Tendu front, slow in, bring it back, in, we go out and in, point and in, a side, a stretch, and out and in, repeat, reverse it, to the back and in, and out and in, point directly behind you, rotate and release. Rotate, we go back. We go side and nice work. We go front. Continue to rotate and out. And parallel. And let's finish our combination. Let's go over to the left. Two quick tendus, and in, and side. Keep that elbow stacked and rounded to the side, and we go back and in, directly behind, and rotate and dive. very important foot exercise. So going through the ball of the foot each time. And now I'm going to dive all the way forward and rolling up. Turn it out and finish. Dancers, we're going to move on to another concept in our basic ballet class today, and it's called the dégagé. Dégagé means to disengage. One of my favorite ballet concepts because it's just so energetic and so much fun to perform this musical step. We're going to start and sort of live in the world of the third position in ballet in this exercise. And again, just to review, it means that the front foot is slightly across the other foot, and it's not all the way. That becomes your fifth position in ballet. We'll talk about that later in another class, but for today, just worry about your third position, and it starts like so. And in this position, we're just going to leave our arm to the side. So we're going to bring it forward, and then we're going to bring it out to the side. Make sure that it's not directly to the side like this so that it throws off your rib cages, right? You want to keep it very, very contained, and you want to keep that hand slightly in front of you, that elbow stacked to the side. In this position, to disengage or to do a dégagé, it's very similar to a tendu, but it just comes off the floor, as if you're kicking a football away from your vicinity. So it looks like this, out and in. That's to the front, to the side, out and in. To the back, out and in, and out and in, okay? And the combination goes, prepare, we go out and in, then two, faster. Out to the side, bring it cross to the back in third, then cross and cross. Back and together, and two. And one more set to the side, and two. Quicks. That's the first part. Then the second part is a little different. We do two to the front. We go three to the side, crossing third. Then two to the back. After the second one, you add a little plie on the way in. Reverse that, two to the back, three to the side, cross and front with the plie. Then from here, we're going to do a port bras or carriage of the arms, pitching forward, just basically a stretch in front, rolling up, and your arm sort of draws through the middle. And then from here, you're going to lift at your waist before we cambre to the back or bend to the back. And you're gazing at your elbow crease here. And you're just going to lift your chin up, your chest up, your proudness upwards, and go back. And as far as you can, right? And then coming back. And then from here, we're going to bring the arm out to the second position or to the side again. We're going to do a little plie in third position. And from here, we're going to gather into a su-su balance. And that just means that you're going to assemble your legs together. You're going to draw the front foot and the toes to meet the back foot. Super, super straight knees, super, super tall. Almost as if your two legs becomes one. And then you try to let go and find your balance here, okay? As soon as you start to feel the wiggle, go back, hold it, okay? The idea is that you don't want to wiggle at your ankle because that's not being very secure, and you want to have enough strength to let go. Yeah, so if you're not there yet, that's okay, just hold it. And then from here, we're just going to plie out of it and finish. Combo is 1, dégagé, 2 dégagés to the front, then side, same idea, and close. Back, and 2, and side, and 2. Second part. 2 dégagés, 3 dégagés to the side, 2 add a plie. We go back, 4, 2, we go side, 4, 3, and front, 4, 2 with a plie. Forward bend, up, back arch, up, plie, gather su-su and a hold, and come down. And our arms goes into high fifth position, and again, similar concept as in second position. It's not directly above you where you throw out your rib cages and everything else that goes with it. You keep it intact, right? You keep it intact, and you should be able to see your fingertips, your peripheral vision, if you wiggle your fingers. Yeah, that's a good test for that. You come out of it and finish in third. Out and in, dégagé, We go side, cross front, and cross back. Side part, 2, and 3, to the side, 2 to the back, with the plie, and we stretch. We go back, we go side, for 3, in front, for 2, pull it abroad, going back, and plie, gather, susu, hold, maybe let go, maybe not, that's alright, and let's finish right here, beautiful, let's get ready to go over to the left, out, and 1, 2, same thing side, and in, energetic, legs in, out, in, off the floor, out, point your toes, each and every time, 2, we go 3, cross into third, with the plie and a stand, 2, 3, 2, and plie, and forward, wrong, and we gather and lift to the back, plie, cross at your inner thighs, and find your balance if you have it. And let's finish. Good. Wonderful work, dancers, so far, and I'm very curious as to what is the difference for you on your body that you feel between your tendu, which is on the floor, and also the movement of a dégagé. What do you feel is the most distinct difference between a tendu and a dégagé, right? Energetically, dynamically. Feel free to write that in the comment. I would love to hear your thoughts on that. We're going to move on to another concept today in ballet class, and that is the rond de jambe to conclude our class. And I'm going to dive into a little lecture demonstration of what pantomime, ballet pantomime, means, right? Because it's such a language on its own, and when we watch ballets, there's always a lot of gestures and miming happening, and our brain is like, what is happening, right? So we're going to do our rond de jambe, meaning circle of the leg, and I'm going to start in first position, arm prepares front, open to the side. Essentially, it just means when we do rond de jambe à terre, or circle of the leg on the earth, it's just connecting the dots between your tendu front, carry to the side, or tendu to the side, connecting your dot to the back, and then closing first. There you have it. You just did a rond de jambe if you just did that with me, right? A front, a back, and then you want to try to keep your hips super squared on like a pair of headlights, like you're driving, right? You need those lights to face front or wherever you're going, and then closing. And then we're going to take that rond de jambe off of the floor and coming into no longer a rond de jambe à terre, but rond de jambe en l'air, in the air, and it would just look like a front, a side, a back, and close. We're going to play with those two ideas right now, okay? So we're going to do a front, carry, side, carry, back, and a close, off the floor, and side, and back, and close. 3 quicks on the floor, we go, and go. 1 slow, off of the floor, we go, and close. Reverse, a back, on the floor, and close. Remember that you want to go back, but then you want to maintain your turnout to the side so you don't lose your beautiful turnout on the way in. So if I turn to the side, you don't want to do here. Now you're turned in, right? You want to go back, rotate, heel forward, present, and close. Ballet is always in presentation mode. You can't be lax. You can't just lay your hair down. Like, you have to always be very presentational, very formal, yeah, and close. And then we're going to do back, reversing that. First time on the floor, second time off of the floor, and close. 3 quicks on the floor. We go, brush it off, essentially connecting your dégagés now. And close now in a closing third position. And I'm going to do a little port around. Instead of just going forward and back, I'm going to go all the way around, starting with this beautiful diagonal right here in the corner. Your gaze is towards your hand. You're going to drop down through the middle, through the side. We're going to do our first side stretch, going back. See the back diagonal, then return to the side. Bring your arm across, and then reversing the whole thing to the side, diagonal, corner to the back, directly back. You're in cambre or back bend. Side, right? Making sure that your shoulder is not lifting and your other shoulder is like all askew. Don't do that. Just a little over the shoulder, low chin is still up. Don't drop it. Yeah. And then go diagonal front, going straight diagonal and straight down, then through this toe and going to the diagonal up. And then from here, we're going to do another susu balance after this diagonal port bras. And then just finish, okay? So the whole combo, 1 on the floor, 1 off the floor, 3 round the jambe, leg circles, the 1 off. Reverse from the back, off, 3 on the floor, 1 off. Circular port bras, gathering to susu, find your balance, and finish, okay? Onto front, side, back, and from the jambe, we go off the floor. Heel is forward, turn it out, and 3 quicks, 1, 2, 3. We go off the floor, nice and slow. Good, reverse that from the back. Nice and slow, and forward, heel, front. We go out, up. 3 quicks, and a 1. Maintain that step, elbow to the side, we go off. Carry side, carry front, closing third, lift. I saw all the stars around the room here. Reverse. Nice answers. Gather and draw it up. Hold. Straight knees, keep those inner thighs glued together. And descend. Now we still have music. Catch our breath. Let's go over to the left answers. Good. Prepare. Now we're warm. We go front and side and back and together. Off of the floor. Turn it out. We go 3. And off. Just thinking about that question that I posed earlier. What do you feel like is the main difference between tendus and dégagés? Okay, think about it in a round jump combination. Yeah, maybe that makes a lot of sense. Always thinking, always thinking. Dancers are very smart people. We're always thinking. 2 and 3 and gather. We go off. Lift, 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 and carry. Third and around. And reverse it. plie, gather, susu, and hold. Maybe let's hold it a little bit longer here until the end of the music, since our musician is so generous today, giving us some few extra notes here for us to dance to. Thank you, music. Just slightly open those arms, flip those palms, and loosen our heels and finish. Wonderful job, dancers. And now we're going to dive into some decoding or learning the language of ballet pantomime. And pantomime sort of was injected into the ballet technique because I think people back then, they just wanted to have more drama on stage and wanted to really tell stories in extravagant and dramatic ways. And it was a way to really relate to the people and not to only focus on the academic ballet language and how to perfect one's technique, but to really use ballet pantomime as a way to enhance the storyline of a ballet and deepen people's appreciation for what dancers were trying to tell, with their art, right? And I'm just going to go over some of the basics of pantomime gestures and what they're trying to say. There are only a few things that you need to know in order to really understand, because these are very repetitive in multiple ballets, and once you learn them, it's uniform across all ballets. I'm going to start with I. So simply, you're just going to gesture however you want. You can even stand in third or first. I, right? You're just going to bring one hand in, and this is the I. This is you, right? You're gesturing towards someone and saying you, right? And the third term is love. Just hold your heart, and that means love. And dance is when you encircle your hands on top and just go and go and go. This means to dance, right? This means to sleep. Okay, if you're a lady, you're going to do this step right here. You're going to do a little tendu to the back on plie. Gentlemen, you're just going to do sleep, right? There are two versions of it. This is afraid, like you're afraid of something. You're just going to kind of push someone to the side. It's a very delicate way of rejecting something. Oh no, I'm afraid. This means why. You're just going to open your hands, and you can come into a tendu to the back or B plus to the back, and you're just going to say why. Why is it all happening? Why? To say that you're angry, you're going to put two fists together, and you're going to bend your arms like this. I'm angry. I am appalled by something, right? This is anger. Many ballets will express the death of someone. It's very dramatic, and you're just going to make a giant cross with two fists, right? This means to die or death. Or sometimes in the Ballet La Bayadère, when the princess goes one fist down, to kill her, right? That also means death or kill. When you want to tell someone that they're beautiful, you simply will just encircle your head around with one of your hands. Just say, she's beautiful. I just remember in the classical ballet Giselle, when the fiancé of the prince comes into the village, spots Giselle, this beautiful dancing girl, and she just went over to her and just said, you're so beautiful. Here's the medal. Let me give you a medal of mine. So that means that you're beautiful. To beg or say please, right? You can either do your prayer hands like so, or you can do the palms together. Please, oh please do not let this person do this to me right now. And finally, a lot of ballets, especially Swan Lake, Sleeping Beauty, Giselle, just all the ballets that you can think of, it's married, right? The girl's getting married, and you basically just gesture and point at your ring finger. That means to marry. And to swear, it's the two fingers pointing on top, and you're just going to go gesture it towards the sky. That means to swear. Okay, dancers, now that I've just showed and demonstrated some of the terminologies in ballet pantomime, I wanted to give you a little pop quiz. I'm going to show a series of movements, and you just notate down in your mind what you think I'm trying to say. Great work today, dancers. I hope you really had a lot of fun with that ballet pantomime part of our class today and learned some of the basics on what the dancers might be telling you in a classic ballet. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to our channel today, share this video, give it a like, or write to us directly at pliesforthepeople@gmail.com. Until our next class, keep on dancing. Bye!